News with Gina.
The news with Gina Grad.
All right, Bryan Callen got pulled over.
Aw.
Policeman is running a little late, so when he walks in, he'll walk in. Sorry, go ahead.
All right. Well, some video surveillance footage is everywhere right now. A high school football coach in Portland, Oregon is being hailed a hero after a surveillance video was released this weekend showing the moment he took a gun away from a suicidal student and then calmed him down with a hug. And you're seeing the footage right now. He grabs the boy.
I saw the footage. I didn't know he was a football coach.
Apparently, yeah. The incident took place back on May 17th, but just being released now. Park Rose High School. Student Angel Granados Diaz, 18 years old, walks in with a loaded shotgun under his coat. Students immediately saw it. They run. Meanwhile, football and track coach Keenan Lowe stayed calm, was able to coax the gun out of his hands. He then settled him down with a hug. He passed the gun sort of behind his back to a faculty member. The video was released this weekend after the court case was completed. This boy...
He's hugging a Hispanic guy. I thought he looked black.
No, they say Hispanic. Granados Diaz.
Yeah.
He suffers from mental illness, suicidal.
Diaz, get better.
Was sentenced to 3 years probation, receiving treatment for mental health issues.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
Yeah.
This guy's a hero.
Which one?
The coach.
Oh, good. Okay.
But his football team's definitely under 500. This guy's way too good at hugging.
Too many hugs.
It's way too compassionate.
Yeah.
This guy ain't yelling, your last easy day was yesterday.
No up downs.
Yeah, slapping helmets.
No,
So
he's not calling. Ladies?
Yeah, take a knee, ladies.
Yeah. No, he's under 500. But he's a
good
sweetheart.
guy.
He's a great guy.
He's
He's a
a
hero.
good dude.
Pillar of the community.
He's a great hugger. He's not so good with the skilled position.
Well, they asked him about the encounter, and he said, I just wanted to let him know I was there for him. I told him I was there to save him. I was there for a reason, and that his life is worth living.
Yeah, it's good. Is this going to motivate more people to hug it out with real nut jobs, or then going to get shot?
I hope not.
But
you know what? The other way hasn't been working too
No.
good. This works.
Maybe this is the answer. Maybe all the nut jobs, they just need a hug.
Maybe John Lennon was right.
Yeah, I still like my attack crows, but
Short of the attack rows, which I'm down with.
so they took the gun away.
Yeah, he just sort of, it was such a smooth transition, at least.
And by the way, kudos to the guy who turned the corner and was like, whoop, shotgun. And he turned around and then he went back to the other hall and he's like, oh, yeah, I got to go back there again. And he went back and grabbed the gun.
Yeah, there's no audio, but my guess is that, and maybe I'm making him the biggest hero, but that the coach said, get out of here. I'm doing something.
Oh,
that's possible.
I got to tell you. By the way, this guy's 4-2 this year.
Oh.
Really?
I owe him an apology.
Yeah, but that's out of league. When did he get into the league competition?
Yeah,
the division,
he's going to be destroyed.
Get waxed.
Yeah. It's 3-1 in leagues. Jesus
So
Christ. What can he do? This guy's got a lot of range.
He's 1-1 outside the conference. Let's not too excited.
So, good. And then they gave the guy 3 years probation and
mental treatment.
Was the gun loaded?
It was.
That's a good question.
It was.
You said it was.
Well,
Said it was loaded?
he came in with a shotgun, and I will tell you exactly, a loaded shotgun under his coat.
All right. Don't you feel like those guys get a little incarceration?
It's a little light.
It's kind of a weird
Yes,
send you home.
For an 18-year-old who is probably in the high school, this is a kid who's I imagine teetering on the verge of, leading a productive life and a criminal life, and that was the fulcrum moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not
send him on his way.
Wildly against it. I just think. I don't know, Felicity Huffman might want to weigh in from her prison cell and go, hey,
That's true.
there's this guy came in with a shotgun, right?
I came in with a
I'm
checkbook.
just saying.
Where's he now? He's at a Dave & Buster's. Why? But he's not in a prison cell like me. No, Dave & Buster's.
He'll be okay.
But he doesn't. Oh, no, he's kidding. He's on parole, but he's not. We're not going to actually do any time.
He'll check in with a therapist.
That's for the rich mommies.
Right.
Yeah.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I imagine you saw this, and if you didn't,
wouldn't you like to? Wouldn't that be a fun thing, though? Wouldn't you like a show? It's my show. It's my bus stop bench, where we just put the guy who came onto school with the shotguns, with the loaded shotgun, and then we have Martha Stewart sitting next to him, and they're going, you never went inside? You never did do one night in a facility? Yeah.
No, I was arrested, but released, an hour or so later.
Yeah.
Yeah. Under these conditions. All right.
Yep. So the Fox network has captured what's being called the best camera angle in NFL history, according to Larry Brown Sports. I don't know if you saw it. It was Bears and Saints during Week 7 game. The
pylon?
The Fox Sky Cam was able to track a kickoff from the tee to the end zone, where it zeroed in on, is it Cordarrelle Patterson?
How dare you? Cordero.
Thank you. Who fielded the ball.
No D necessary.
Cordell.
No, that's a bear with a missing button. I'm thinking of Cordero Patterson.
Thank you. He took it back 102 yards. The person operating the Skycam was able to stay on Patterson for the duration while maneuvering the angle seamlessly. I'll show it to you in-house here. It is very cinematic.
Cam out of the way when they kick the field goals or something?
It's always behind the field goal.
Yeah, we just never get a good... I'm a broken record. We never get a good angle. We can never get the when it crosses.
Yeah.
They had a pylon. They had a guy dive at the pylon that just went right at the camera. You know what it looks like? It looks like when they put the camera on the mackerel and the great white bites. Like you see the mouth opening up and going at it. That's what it looked like. Sorry.
Well, I think you're going to like this if you haven't seen it yet. Go ahead.
Then his scheme in order to move the football and win games.
The camera's just flying over the field.
It's just getting started.
I hate kids. They get all this. They're following him the entire time.
They are staying on him. There he goes.
Wow. The camera's following us.
Great. Tackle to the 10. Patterson goes the distance. 102 yards.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Corduroy.
What crazy technology. But once again... Just moments after we put wheels on trash cans, so we have this technology.
Technology is moving at the same pace.
My entire neighborhood, everyone's just dragging, and at some point, my stepdad took a piece of plywood that was like 2 foot wide by 3 foot long, and he put like casters on it.
Oh.
Well, our backyard was dirt, so it didn't work. But when you got it to the driveway, then he put a piece of nylon, like rope on it, and you could drag the trash cans on the cart. But still, no one had thought to put wheels. Again, this rivals only the urinal and the porta potty. That it took so long of pissing into that shit pot before somebody went, let's just put a little piece of plastic and a piece of garden hose over here. Most of the guys at the car race just take a whiz. They're just whizzing out the beer anyway.
And also, think about suitcases, wheels on suitcases.
I was just thinking the exact same thing.
Which, first of all, we did not have for a long time. But then, when they did, they were awful. They were the sideways ones with the long leather leash.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They kind of drag it like a suitcase
that's what
dog.
we grew up with.
We had the ball turret in the B-17 40 years before someone put plastic wheels on a trash can.
Yeah.
Are you guys, I don't know why, but the people that, I don't mind the people dragging their luggage on wheels. I don't like the one taking it for a walk.
Oh, yeah,
all
the four-way.
wheels next to them.
I don't like
I'm
it
not
either.
walking my luggage. I'm always like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Why are you better than me? You know you think you're better than me. You're trying to prove you're better than me by taking your luggage for a walk at the airport.
So you don't have the luggage with the wheels, or at least I've never seen you with the luggage with
He's
the wheels.
a duffel bag guy.
Gina, do you ever do this move? If ever, like I'm coming up to the security, right? I'm like, got to get the boarding pass out, get my phone out, whatever. I'll push the bag ahead. And like
you'll ghost ride it.
It'll roll it, and like my pace. By the time it slows down, I've caught up to it. My phone's in my hand.
Cool guy.
Wow.
Occasionally it goes sideways, but when it goes perfect,
you are like Fred Astaire dancing with that dustbuster, my friend.
Dirt devil.
That's poetic. What you're doing. That's wonderful. God bless.
The timing.
God bless you.
When it works. I'm not saying it works every time.
You've seen how I pack. That shit would fall right over.
Crush a child.
Yeah. A lot of stuff. So an LPGA golfer received 58 penalty strokes during the first 2 rounds of the senior championship earlier last week.
Oh, no. Parkinson's?
After self-reporting a rule violation she had committed several times. And I wait till the end when she gives her quote, because this is the kind of person you can hang with. Her name's Leanne Walker. She violated a new rule barring caddies from lining up behind players as they putt. Apparently, the fellow competitor's caddy had pointed out the violation about halfway through the second round of the tournament. Senior LPGA officials said in a statement, Walker reported the violation to the judges. So then she had had to recreate her rounds Monday and Tuesday to find out how many times she broke the rule. She received 42 penalty strokes for Monday, 16 for Tuesday, and her score for Monday's round was adjusted to 127. She finished with a 90 on Tuesday, and when asked about what she thought about the penalties, this was her response. What can you do at that point? It was my fault for not knowing the rules. I don't have anyone to blame but myself. Big lesson learned.
Oh, there's a good dad in there somewhere.
Yeah.
That's good parenting. And
why did he wait till the second day to go, oh, by the way? No, the caddy. Maybe the caddy was a female, but...
What? The caddy's not allowed to do what?
It's weird.
Point of that rule?
So,
I don't know.
Yeah, it was self-reported. Okay, barring caddies from lining up behind players as they putt.
Lining
it's a
up
new
behind.
rule.
It's such an arbitrary rule.
Yeah, I don't know.
I could see him. All I can think of is something to do with camera work or the camera, like wanting to film it, not having somebody blocking whatever. It may be a TV related thing.
Well,
it doesn't seem like it. I could see lining it up in the front.
I guess if the caddy's behind you, they could ostensibly give you advice, like,
Whisper.
oh, no, yeah, a little left, a little right.
Yeah, I guess. Seems like they could give you that advice
Anyway.
before you got sidled up to the ball.
Don't know.
Whatever has something to do with the TV. Anyway, good. More internalization. I like that lady.
Well, here's a great example of senators reaching across the aisle to come together on a bill. Going to affect a lot of people if it passes. Fox News reports that a bipartisan bill requiring new cars to install advanced alcohol detection software was introduced last week to help prevent drunk driving. Senators Rick Scott of Florida and Tom Udall of New Mexico introduced the Reduce Impaired Driving for Everyone, or the RIDE Act of 2019.
That always spells something.
They got to. There's another one called HALT that was also brought up. Udall said in a statement, the fact is that deaths from drunk driving.
Pick up a Shabbos blower.
That's right. Hey, kid, get over here.
Hey, Jew. Yeah, I got some work for you. Get over here.
It's going to be reverse Uber. You need a passenger to blow for you.
Right. Yeah.
So they said that these drunk driving accidents completely preventable. So we have an obligation to do everything we can to prevent such senseless tragedies. The press release says if all vehicles were equipped with this advanced alcohol detection technology, an estimated 7,000 lives could be saved a year.
That's true. And if everyone wore helmets and fire suits and put a roll cage in, I mean, it's all true. It's definitely true. And I'm not knee jerk against anything. I do. The cars that sort of apply the brake and then rear-ended, I got rear-ended the other day. The guy didn't have the system, obviously. I didn't get out of the car, so I don't want to deal with them, right? But the part where I was driving Lynette's Audi to Irvine, this had to be 5 years ago, and that car did apply the brake for me when I was riding up someone's Tues on the freeway. Yep. And that simple piece of technology would save a lot of accidents.
Yeah.
And I don't think it works in a running a red light T-boning someone situation, but the car's getting safer and more technology. I'm completely fine with. And I have no qualms with the self-driving car because, as previously stated, when we're driving out to the Brosif's Brewing Co.
Bullet?
No.
Tues Brew.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dudes Brew. And I was getting off on Lincoln, and there's a big pile of retarded assholes in the right lane not turning right, and I just went all the way around. That big pile of line would not be there with self-driving cars. That car would be smarter than the checked-out person that was sitting in the front. They would be going.
Yeah. So this is the new future. This is the combination. You blow, and if you're too drunk, it immediately toggles to we got this mode, to driverless mode.
Oh, really?
No, I'm saying that would be a good idea for the future.
That would be sweet.
That'd be great. There'd be a lot of Adam. Where's Adam? Hey, he fell asleep in the car. He's in the back seat. He's in the trunk.
He's being driven around the block.
What do you think of that bill? Because at first I have no reason to feel this way. And I was like, oh, screw that. And then I'm like, wait, if I'm wasted, why? They're doing me a huge favor.
It's going to add, the only argument is it's going to add X amount to the price of every car. And then the people at the lower end who can't afford blah, 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 then they're going to be impacted the most because it's not going to, the poor people who want to buy a Sentra, then they're going to have to pay.
Right. And then on the other side, you'll get your aftermarket and have it taken out anyway. I'm sure people will do that.
There'll be guys like putting getting chips and downloading software and like stepping past it. Yeah, there's going to be that whole world too. So, but look, it's technology, it's safety, it's progress.
You can argue.
It's a problem. It's fine. I'd be a hypocrite to argue about that stuff.
Well, here's something that I can't decide if it's super gross or super cool. So please let me know where you fall on this. When a loved one passes, it's nice to have something to remember them by. And that's when Cleveland mortician Michael Sherwood came up with an idea with his son Kyle to remove and preserve the tattooed skin from dead bodies and have it framed as a keepsake. I mean, people love the artwork on their bodies. He justified the idea by saying people put ashes in urns on mantles, visit stones. Why not keep their tattoos as a memorial? And so Save My Ink Forever was born. The process takes about 3 to 4 months, after which relatives are presented with a parchment-like piece of skin in a frame. He says there's no maintenance. You just treat it like art.
We'll make a lampshade out of it.
Exactly.
I look at, God, more and more people with tattoos, obviously. Haven't we hit a saturation point? You know, at a certain point when everyone has a tattoo, then you're not a rebel anymore?
Right.
Like the sort of the rebellious.
Yeah, you're the establishment.
Your dad doesn't want you to get a tattoo. Your dad's got a tattoo. Why?
Your dad's sleeved.
You'd be better off by not getting a tattoo if you want to piss your dad off. When we were on that cruise ship, it seemed like 61% of human beings on a cruise ship at any given time have tattoos, right?
Correct.
And
take the over.
Yeah.
There is no longer any definition or differentiation or whatever it is between males, females, white, and black. It used to be tattoos were the domain of the white dude.
Right.
Chicks didn't get tattoos and brothers didn't get tattoos for various reasons, but it just didn't work. And now the brothers are all tatted up. The chicks are all tatted up. For me, it is the notion of the tattoo flies in the face of everything I am, which is it gets you nothing, and it costs money, and it takes time to get it, and it's a zero burger. The only, the only time I've ever even thought about a tattoo ever, but you do that with a Sharpie. Like, I get the people on the rare occasion they'll have someone who'll just write gratitude on the inside of the right wrist. And it's like, I want to have gratitude. I'm happier when I have gratitude, and I want to remind myself and whatever. But that's about it. All the other stuff, nonsense. In a way, you are throwing away a whole catalog of art when you cremate someone or you bury them.
And that person, whoever got all the tattoos, that is their life. That is what they're about. So why bury it?
Also, if they're Jews, you could get them into the... Right?
Technicality.
Right. We've removed...
What tattoo, God?
Where are all these big patches of skin missing? Don't you worry about it.
Through his notes, it says here, I swear to...
Technically...
1992.
I was flayed after I died.
You could get yourself into a Jewish cemetery if somebody just backed those tattoos off you.
Yeah. It's a good point. Do you know I have a tattoo, and I do and I don't, if that's possible?
I was also just picturing putting some wax paper over it and rubbing the crayon sideways or whatever. Like, couldn't we just do it that way and not have to cut the skin off? But sorry, yes, your tattoo.
I have always been anti-tattoo for me. I'm not down. But for when Randy Wang and I did the Pretty Good podcast for our 1,000th episode, because we ended up doing like 2,000 episodes, we did it at a tattoo shop where Randy got a giant picture of me and him, our faces on his arm. And that was, we were doing it at the shop.
Is that on the internet somewhere?
Yeah.
I'll find
I'll
that.
grab it. And he has this giant tattoo of us together. And the people that were there, the fans that were there, my friends that were there that have, sleeves, they kept saying, I'm getting high, man. I'm getting high just hearing that tattoo gun. And they were like going crazy, like, you don't know the feeling. You don't know how amazing it is. And I don't want tattoos. I don't have any tattoos. But they wouldn't stop talking about it. And I was like, well, I got to feel this. So at one point I said, just put something somewhere. I just want to feel this thing that everyone says they get addicted to. So I said, just, I don't know, put a G on my earlobe or the back. I never want to see it. I forgot I have it. And they go, do you want it really like a fairy dust? And I go, no, make it look like a prison tattoo. It doesn't matter. So is it still there? Because I can't see it.
Yeah. It says N-word.
Oh, no, they told me it was a
no,
G.
That guy had a sense of humor.
Nega, I assume. Bryan, please.
Sorry.
This is shocking.
Yeah, I didn't want to say what it really says.
I wish
Keep that hair down. Keep the hair down.
There's a couple of G's in there, actually.
So I realized
that guy had a sense of humor.
This is embarrassing.
You wonder why it took so long.
It's on the internet.
It's all over the internet.
I did not know this.
Yeah, it's there.
But turns out it didn't do anything for me. But everyone was like, the sound is getting me so high.
What it is people who were abused when they were young get addicted to the pain of that.
So cutters, but for artistic reasons.
Yeah, that's kind of what it is. They have that weird relationship with pain from their childhood.
Yeah.
So there's a strong group of those people that participate in that. Also, it's like sober people that can't feel anything anymore want to feel something.
Right, chase that dragon.
Yeah, that's
interesting.
That's what I've learned. Hey, Max Pata, if Bryan Callen, should we just try to tell Bryan Callen to come in tomorrow or something, or figure it out, or is he walking in, or?
He's here.
Oh, he's here. Okay. We'll work that one out.
Well, it might take a... Oh, there it is. I was going to say it takes a little digging, but if you can see this picture... Randy Wang has this, our logo, tattooed on his arm, and we did it for one of our anniversary shows because Randy's nuts, and I'm on his arm, and we'll be friends forever.
It never struck me that he has the name of a gay porn star.
Well, you know that's not his name.
Randy Wang?
We know.
Did he do it that way?
That's Chris Maxipata.
His name is Ryan Wong, and nobody calls him that because when he first started working on Conway and Whitman, Conway was like, oh, Whitman, you know who I love? You know who's a hard worker? That Randy Wang, man. And Whitman was like, you know that's not his first or last name.
Oh,
and
that's what happened.
I've never called him Ryan, and I've known him for 15 years.
All right. Bryan Callen is coming in a second.
Very good.
Carry on.
Dennis Quaid is engaged again. While vacationing in Hawaii, the 65-year-old actor proposed to his 26-year-old girlfriend. This will be his fourth marriage. Quaid's oldest child with actress Meg Ryan is 27. That's a year older than his future stepmother.
Yeah.
And it's reported that Laura Savoy is her name, first hooked up with Quaid in July after he had broken up with 32-year-old model Santa Auzina, who apparently was the rebound after her divorcing his wife of 14 years. They share twins who turn 12 next month, but there's the upgrade.
Yeah, I saw Bryan Callen is entering soon. There's like pictures of him on the beach with her.
Frolicking.
How old is he?
He is...
He's like 60.
He's 65, and she's 26.
There's nothing better than good genes, because that guy still, at 65, looks good in his swim trunks.
Yeah.
He was shredded.
It's crazy. And he's pretty shredded in the day. God damn it.
Yeah.
Bryan Callen in here. Good to see you, Bryan. That's okay. It's all right.
You're a different area code from where I am.
We rolled along. You can sit in with some news here. By the way, dates coming up at the Brea Improv this Thursday through Saturday. Doing 2 shows Friday, 2 shows Saturday?
Yeah, one show Thursday, 2 shows Friday, 2 shows Saturday, Brea Improv. I hear they redid the place. Have you been there?
It's beautiful.
Really?
Yeah. We were there, right, Max Panna?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Yeah,
Food's
I'm
good.
excited.
Everything's good. Complicated
hour.
Apes is the stand-up special, which is very funny. It's available on iTunes and Amazon.
I have a whole new hour.
Well.
A whole new hour.
We'll go out to Brea this weekend, folks, and see it. How many dates? How often you going out?
Well, I'm shooting that show Schooled, so you're there all day. So I can't.
Wednesdays 8:30 on ABC. By the way.
Yeah, I'm stretched so thin, guys. What with my podcast and my TV show and my stand-up, I've got to pick my spots.
Yeah.
Well, I got to say, do you feel with your stand-up that it's something you can own and control, and you can't get,
Yes.
if you're on ABC, you're one drunk tweet away from being shit canned, right?
Yeah, that's right. And one of the things about podcasting and stand-up is I have my own sovereignty. I can speak my mind still.
Right.
And also, to be in the business of original self-expression, which is what I call it, that challenge never goes away. I love doing Schooled. I'm not just saying that. I love the people I work with. It's great. But stand-up is a very hard thing to compete with. It just is, man. Because you get to write your own stuff and talk about what bothers you and make it funny. Lubricate it with humor. Get some thoughts into people's minds, I say.
Yeah.
Using humor.
Oh, also, Bryan's
By the way,
in...
I'm showing your window the coveted side view. Look at those arms,
wow.
dude. I'll let you guys touch these arms later. You've earned it.
Feast your eyes.
No Safe Spaces, which Bryan is in as well when we do our sort of comedic roundtable, which is coming out. What is that? I can go to nosafespaces.com. It's coming out this weekend, so check that
and there's
out.
some screenings
seen
too.
it.
There's some screenings. Yeah, it's really good. Turned out to be a
heard.
really good project. And timely, I think, with all that's going on with everything in China and all the craziness that we've imposed on ourselves. Do you you always seem very centered. Is there the physicality that helps the emotional part of you, the working out,
Yes.
the combat sports and things like that just
because I can't stand when I feel like bad ideas are winning the day. There's that wonderful, I think Amos Oz, an Israeli writer, said the way you beat a bad idea is with a better idea. And I always worry that the bad ideas are going to somehow gain traction. A lot of bad ideas never go away. They're just repackaged. You know?
Yeah. Well, we're just humans. I mean, we're having the same thoughts we've always had.
Yes. And most people are not bad. Most people I disagree with are not bad people. And I'm sure there are plenty of people who I don't agree with who have value and could help me and make the world a better place. I'm not saying I have the answers, but there are, I think, history, if you pay attention, there are ideas that don't work very well, like Marxism.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that if you're a Marxist, you're a bad person. It probably means you're more compassionate than I am in some ways. But it doesn't work, man. If you can show me, people go, well, Scandinavia, wrong. Sweden is not really a socialist country. It's very capitalist in many ways. Very. Their economy in a lot of ways. They just have high tax rates, way higher tax rates for their poor and their middle class, et cetera, et cetera.
What I feel is going on is I talk to a lot of people and they'll go, well, I don't get what's wrong with giving kids free lunch. Like their thing is like, they've distilled it down to, don't you want kids to eat? It's like,
they're framing.
Yes,
the
I
argument.
do, but this is not what's the problem is you're getting them into the system. Their parents are taking care of them. They're getting the emotional whatever. The man is feeding them like they're in an institution. That you get free lunch when you're in prison.
Well, that's what they
so
do
they
with the
distilled the
equality.
whole thing down to I'm for kids eating. You're against kids eating. It's like it has nothing to do with it. You don't see the long term ramifications of this, and you should be thinking about what works versus let's just fix it.
Yes.
Like too many black kids are getting expelled, then stop expelling black kids. Like that's their fix for everything.
I know.
And they don't realize they're doing long-term damage with that kind of thinking. And to lose it, they're calling you an asshole while they're doing it.
I know.
It doesn't help. All it does is make everything just gets worse when you just sort of look the other way.
I think what's like when you speak to somebody you disagree with, let's say somebody on the far left, as an example, I don't know, like Ezra Klein or someone like that, who's the editor-in-chief, I think, of Vox News. I've listened to his interviews and stuff, and smart guy. I think he's probably had there's a lot I just don't agree with in general, but what helps is starting the conversation with, look, dude, you want to make the world a better place, and so do I. Let's just agree that we're both good people. Let's just start there. And let me try to figure out, like, there is value and merit to what you say and to who you are. That's a good place to kind of start. Then you get into these – it comes down to methodology. When you're trying to make the world a better place and you're at the level of policy – all the ideology goes out of the way because you got to start crossing your T's and dotting your I's. It's like getting food. So when you watch a restaurant and anywhere you want, they got to get good food to the customer. You're working with somebody from India, somebody from Mexico, somebody of Asian origin, a Jewish guy. Nobody gives a crap. All that matters is you're all working together to get something done. It's like doing a movie. You just want to get the best movie on the screen. I promise you, nobody is on my TV show, I work with people, believe me, from all different backgrounds, sexual, gender-wise. I'm not thinking about that. Nobody else is either. We're just all having a good time trying to get a product out. So sometimes I feel like these color... all this talk about color and gender is being thrust on me. I'm not thinking about it, dude. You're the one bringing it up.
I completely agree.
I'm
and
not
I
thinking
think
about it.
I was doing an interview earlier today, and the person who's interviewing me said, you're doing this movie with Dennis Prager. what do you guys have in common? Like, you guys don't share any history. You don't share anything. And he's a Jew in his East Coast, and
conducts for the Philharmonic.
And I'm a Gentile, like race cars. He doesn't know what a car is. Like, he doesn't build stuff. He's did boxing and football. Like, we're a million miles. Yes, we have nothing in common. We're both into common sense.
Yeah.
We're both into just good basic logic and common sense, which trumps everything. What's the difference? Sharing the same skin color, or we live in the same neighborhood, or we grew up. We both have an aunt named Connie. Yeah. What the fuck difference does that make?
That gets boring. Then you're talking about this. You're on the same record. What's fun is I have these dinners in my house. I'll have my friend Colin cooks, and I invite people from so many different backgrounds.
Wait, is his name Colin Cooks, or is his name
should be Colin Cooks? That's his
right.
nickname.
Your friend Colin Cooks.
Colin cooks.
Right.
Colin cooks. He cooks food. And then I'll have a pro boxer with a mathematician, with a banker, with a doctor. You put all those people together, and it's fascinating because everybody is coming from a different point of view, and they all have something to say. They have a different perspective. The conversation, nobody looks at their phone.
I couldn't imagine hanging out with white guys from North Hollywood my adult life. I would be goddamn miserable.
Yeah, and boring.
Yes, I'd much rather find the Jew from New York to hang out with, who I have no background, no history with. It's this notion of like we need to find someone kind of like us so we can talk to them, or so that he can understand me or she can understand me. I don't buy into that for a second. It's a narrative that's being peddled. It's dangerous, and it's the opposite of this country.
Yeah, exactly.
Like we're gonna find somebody who's like us. I like people. I think everyone likes people who has values that they have, or they think like they think, or have the same sort of way to arrive at a thought destination they do. But this sort of, it's got to have the same background. Think about, I don't know, picture your 5 closest friends. How much background, when you were 9, how close were you guys? Like what, Jimmy was in Brooklyn when he was 9. I was in North Hollywood. He was, probably reading comic books and collecting playing cards. I had someone in a headlock in a dirt lot somewhere. He went off to college. Yeah. We have nothing. There's nothing in common. But then
the bigger problem is that when you address, there are certain things you're not allowed to talk about. So watch. If I were to say in a lot of these debates publicly that there's a group of marginalized people, God forbid I were to say maybe there's something about that subculture of those marginalized people that isn't working for them in the 21st century economy. What if I were to say whatever that group is, they have certain cultural practices and beliefs that are not effective and they should change those things. So I'm putting some of the responsibility on that group. So the way I look at it is that's just methodology for me. If I look at there's something about the ethnic Chinese culture that somehow seems to get them into Harvard at higher rates than, say, I don't know, hillbilly culture. Mm-hmm. There's something about it. Mm-hmm. There's something about like when ethnic Chinese children are raised, frugality, hard work, discipline, routine, daily attendance, all those things somehow create people who can play the cello really well and rise to the top of most academic institutions.
Look,
it's not terrible to say, or let's just take the Jews. There's something about Jewish culture where they seem to be the great innovators. They seem to be at the forefront of social, scientific, and artistic change. What is it about that culture? Would it be terrible to say maybe your culture, whatever your culture is, works great, it's great for this? You could adopt, you could appropriate some of that culture and see how that works for you. If you say that, dude, what you're doing is you're basically a racist in some circles because they're going, oh my God, you're not saying that the reason they're there is because they've been victimized and because of racism, sexism, misogyny, all those things. Well, no, hold on. There might be other factors. Are women paid less only because they're women? Do men go, she's got a vagina, I'm not going to bear? Or are there other factors?
There are other factors. There are other factors with everything.
But be careful when you say that because now you're a right-winger. You're a right-winger.
No, here's the thing. Right on down the line, intact family, it's pretty much like this. Intact family, don't get married, put marriage back a little and don't have a kid until you get married and, complete high school, and you're already
just that.
You've already beat 3/4 of the people in this country.
Just what you said.
That's all. That's all.
That's the self-help
That's all.
book.
Whatever color you are, whatever your last name is, that is it. Do that. You will have statistically a much better fighting chance in this country of being successful. That's all. And that's all politicians should be saying.
Exactly.
Politicians should be saying, I'm not going to say the name of any group.
No.
Everybody needs to work at this. Don't have a kid until you're married, finish high school, and
keep your family intact.
Keep the family intact.
Dude,
there you go. That's it. We're done.
That's that prescription for America would do wonders. That's the book right there.
Right.
Just start there.
And listen to me. If you then say, well, that's racist because more black families are not intact, well, tough. It's going to help them faster than it's going to help Chinese. No, of course it's not. But I'm saying it's going to be more impactful than it will be to the Jews because they have a lower rate of this.
Yeah.
So that's it. And I don't know, sickle cell affects black people, but I don't think it's racist. No, it just is.
You're being responsive to evidence. Like, I want the world to be a better place.
Well, we're in trouble. You're in trouble. I'm in trouble. We're in trouble. What you're experiencing around you is all chick think, and we got dudes to think like chicks, and now we're all fucked. That's exactly what happened. This is how chicks think. Guys used to think this way. Chicks used to think that way. Now we got a whole bunch of dudes who have gone pure chick think, and we're screwed.
They're trying to get laid.
Yeah,
So
I think that's where it started.
Yeah.
Either way, it's not going to be a shiny future. And again, the chick think is my wife's friend who is standing in the living room with me like 3 years ago, and she just keeps yelling, "Can you believe Matt Damon? He's Harvey Weinstein. It's not the same as Al Franken. Just shut up." And I'm like, what do you mean? He's completely right.
He's right about
she
that.
keeps going, I know, but just shut up. And I was like, about what? About being right? About being 1,000% correct?
Yeah.
I don't care. Just shut up. I was like, okay.
Oh, wow.
We're not going to get any
That's the other thing is that when you can tell when somebody doesn't have a better idea. What they do is they just say
they
you have
call
to
you a
shut
racist.
Up. Well, they tell you to shut up. They censor you.
That's racist.
That's a classic. That's a classic move. And by the way, it happens on both sides.
I know, but listen, guys used to tell her to shut up. Like, I was in the living room telling her to shut up. I was explaining there's a huge difference between what those two did, and Matt Damon's pointing it out, and rightfully so.
Yeah.
Why are you yelling, just shut up?
There are criminal behavior against women, and then there's boorish behavior. There are different kinds of,
look,
life is all degrees.
I can solve I solve every problem this way. I have a daughter. You have a daughter, Brian? You have a daughter?
Yeah, I got a daughter.
Okay, I got a daughter. All right. Choice. Whatever Weinstein's doing to her in the basement of a Brooklyn eatery.
Yeah.
Or falls asleep on a transport plane and Al Franken pretends to put hands on boobies outside her flak
I'll take
jacket.
the Al Franken.
What, you will?
Well, those are my only two choices.
You want to think about it?
Yeah, Brian, I'll get back to you tomorrow.
No, if those
right.
are the only two, I'm going Al Franken.
Well, now we have an answer.
Yeah, indeed.
We've made an answer. Now that's how humans get
Yeah.
answers.
Yeah.
You've admitted that you'd rather have this. You can double back and go, they're both bad, and I'll go, fine. But you have a daughter.
Look,
you made a choice.
Getting shoved in a bar could be considered assault. Getting punched in the face, knocked out, and stomped for a good 10 minutes there's a difference.
Right.
Did Harvey Weinstein do that?
Ask Andy Dick.
Harvey Weinstein's a piece of shit.
Andy Dick's been on the winning and losing end of both
Poor Andy.
these recent scenarios.
God, I feel bad for Andy. He just gets drunk and gets a little crazy.
All right, let's do one more, Gina Grad.
All right. Well, here's a palate cleanser for you. A nice young innovator. A new product has hit the market. It's getting a lot of press. It's called the Testacuzzi, and it's a real product that lets you soak your balls. Co-creator Pride Smith told Metro.uk. Dawson's
let me tell you
clapping.
the problem already.
Yeah.
Problem already is when, then I come down, then my wife comes and she's like, hey, I love that miso soup you left out. Huh? You left the bathroom counter. It's lovely, man.
It's good.
That's
Salty.
It's good.
But
Yeah,
good.
briny,
Salty.
but man, I
Savory.
And there's a cushion for your
didn't
dong.
make
Yes,
miso
that's included.
soup. But,
Chewy.
So
that's dead skin, honey.
he said it started with a conversation. Now, I've never heard of this. You guys, please let me know if you've heard of this. It started with a conversation about how there's a trend of people filling up Dixie cups full of water, dunking their testicles in it, and having a girl blow into the water with a straw.
I don't believe that.
Did we know that was happening?
That's not a real thing.
Then they had the idea to try and make that a real product with their 3D printer prototype. The Testacuzzi does feature a pillow to rest your penis with a chamber to dunk your scrotum and a battery-powered jet to create the bubbles. It is available to order now, and it will arrive by Christmas.
This is
For your
not a
loved
real
ones.
How's
How's the Jacuzzi?
This is real.
Jacuzzi's a name brand. How are they going to get away with this?
Would you like to see the commercial? There's a commercial.
I don't doubt that this is a thing that is being foisted upon us for news, but this is not a real thing.
Balls to be.
Yeah.
You've never.
Coddled like that.
That's somebody who's never experienced the Testacuzzi.
I can tell you
right.
firsthand when I was trying to launch my fondoozy, the cheese-filled jacuzzi,
Right.
I got slapped with a
Yeah,
cease and desist
yeah.
real
quick.
fast
Right,
from the
you guys be
surviving
ready.
members of the
Right,
jacuzzi family. Well, everyone loves cheese. And everyone loves
Gruyere.
Eat your way out.
Well, let's see the commercial. There's a commercial for it?
Yeah, there's a commercial. I just didn't add it because it's very visual. And but here he is. This is
Very visual.
this is the
It gets out,
Testacuzzi.
drops the towel. Drops the
Putting a little
nuts
acorns in
into
there.
the jacuzzi.
After a long day in a pair of skinny jeans,
Do we need the fake accent?
nothing says happiness like a soothing dunk of the tea bag into a steaming hot cup of chamomile tea. After you pitch your tent for the night, doesn't it sound delightful to sit back, relax, and dump 2 plump marshmallows
Terrible
into a piping hot
accent.
cup of cocoa?
That guy's a bad
It's not
actor.
necessary.
I
Not the
could've done
cocoa
this.
type.
Not the cocoa type. You've got to say. You've got to speak
Perhaps
this way.
your thing is 2 olives and a fizzy
No.
martini.
2 olives and a fizzy martini.
Oh, you're better.
I should have been.
Yeah.
I should have been the.
Classier.
You should be the
Of
brand
course I should.
ambassador.
I'm from England.
He's drinking out of it.
It's wonderful.
With the Testacuzzi.
All right.
Feel free to let the boys go.
I like the notion of pampering the nutsack, but plus this is going to be a mess. You know,
Just the displacement
Literally.
alone.
Yeah, like where do you fill to, and then you have to kind of stand steady.
Yeah.
So it's like the opposite of relaxation.
can't really
remember
sit
when
down.
Rogan was he was sponsored by Fleshlight, and he
Oh,
gave
sure.
me one. I never used it. I was sitting there looking at it going, I'm not going to use it, and I never did. I regret it now because I lost it.
Oh.
That was it.
Sad
Are they still
story.
around?
In the divorce, or you physically lost? I
just
get the
physically lost.
fleshlight.
I want half of everything, you hear me? Everything.
I remember when fleshlights. I still didn't really get it. It's just a sleeve, like a muff, part of the bun.
but it's got
Squishy.
I put my finger in it because I was. It's.
Do you lubricate
silicone. You could.
You should.
I've actually never seen one in the flesh.
problem I was thinking is
like,
like when you gift the fleshlight, your essence. I guess you got to clean it. I guess you can run a hose through it or something.
Dishwasher
you gotta
safe.
prolapse it or
Aaron
something.
approved.
No.
Yeah, I guess I should live a little and get the nut koozie and the
Yeah.
fleshlight and really just take care of my
Yeah.
junk. You know?
Yeah, have a me day. Mm-hmm. Wellness day.
Yeah.
I don't even watch porn, and nobody believes me. Everybody's like, "You don't watch porn." It doesn't do anything for me anymore. I gotta believe the girls. I feel like they're working. I don't know.
My
they don't wanna be
I
there.
think it's a job.
my problem with porn is
I still enjoy sports, Brian.
I know.
They're
I
working.
can't shut off my brain, and whenever I see porn and I see like they have to give it a category, and they'll go chubby MILF, and I'll be like, I bet they didn't say we're making a chubby MILF
No, that's
film.
after
They're
Now
like,
it's just
you are
audition.
too hot not
Yeah.
to be in porn. And she's like, well, thank you. 37. Wow, I thought you were 29. Okay, and then that poor chick has to see what category
Yes. Yeah.
she got put into, and they'll just put them in. It's like floppy tits. Like what?
Old busted ass
I
bitch.
thought it was busty. You
Oh,
said
busted ass.
yeah, it's called Busting Beautiful's your magazine. What do you mean floppy tits? Like somebody has to make that call,
Yeah.
and it's definitely not the chick.
She's not involved.
and she's going to go spot when she was. I mean, you'd have. I'd be like hairy ass with no definition. Like it'd be fucking insulting,
If
right?
you want to see what people really think about
Shaped
you,
like a mollusk.
get yourself into porn.
Ever want to see Elliot Gould fuck, but don't like God knows what the fucking label would be. Gina, you'd cover some. There'd
Thank
be
you.
some labeling
Yeah,
going
sure.
on.
Do you
with
know
you.
where? Do you know where granny porn is the most popular?
I think you'll love
What
it.
country?
That's Elliot Gould. Where granny porn is?
Yeah.
She's got to be
gilf porn is, and grandpa.
I gotta think.
Oh,
I'm picturing Italy because so many young guys live at
England,
home.
the UK, and Kenya.
Wow.
And why? Because older people tend to raise your children, your grandparents, and your headmaster, and all this. So older people tend to be in positions of authority as you're coming up, and they think that's what happens as you imprint your first sexual kind of thing.
Correct.
Pretty interesting.
So are you saying that if you watch porn and you heard a girl go, yeah, you wouldn't believe her?
I believe you. That just turned me on a little bit.
Okay, cool.
Good.
You have to get back into porn, Brian.
I was going to say. Although I will say, when Kanye West said he watched Blacked, I went to Blacked. And I was like, some of the best looking women, and the men, those dudes are just. If I was a woman, those are the guys. I mean,
I gotta see this.
they're just complete studs. And
Never heard of
beautiful women. I don't know how these women could do anything. They're just gorgeous, and you're like, really, you're gonna do porn? All right, wow. I mean, they look like they should be on the cover of Vogue.
Oh, wow.
So you know what? Maybe I'll go to
It kind of makes me want to look at porn now.
I know.
I also have an obsession with the dislikes when it goes like, oh that thing has 71,000 thumbs up and then 1,400 like not good enough. I'm like, really?
I never
It's
looked at that
free.
stuff.
It's free.
Yeah. Did you
It's
finish?
free. You're finished. You finished.
I still remember when you told me how my special was rated. I never looked at it, and then I told 50 people. I told 50 people about that.
Oh yeah, on I guess it was
Adam Carolla
IMDb
told
or
me that
Rotten
my
Tomatoes.
ratings were.
I think it was IMDb. It had a crazy rate. Everything on IMDb is between 6.7 and 7.3, and yours was like 9.0 or
Damn.
something, and it was crazy.
I must be very funny, everyone.
It's a very funny special. All right, let's do one more. Gina.
All right. Well, there's no point in playing Germany or Florida because it's clearly Florida and the quotes are too good. I have to include them. An ex-investment banker in the southern portion of Florida was fired from his job for lewd behavior, coming to work drunk, and selling cocaine out of the bathroom at work. So, to get back at his boss, this Florida man emptied an entire septic tank into his boss's swimming pool. This is what the boss said about it. He said, when I got home from work, I smelled something so rank, I almost puked. I looked outside in the backyard and saw the guy I recently fired standing outside my pool looking like a proud honor student.
Oh, he stayed there?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then, well, he's still filling. Then I realized he filled my entire pool with turds and pee. The boss of the ex-investment banker immediately called the police. When the police arrived on the scene, the Florida man jumped into the pool with all the poop.
Whoa.
Yep. And, of course, he said, come get me if you want me so bad.
I'm sorry, but I want to hire this guy. He's got a little something called moxie.
Yeah.
Oh,
the
no.
mugshot. They didn't
No.
clean him up first. The police waited until the Florida man passed out from the fumes of the feces baking in the sun. He is in jail. He is awaiting his arraignment.
Well, he's not
Very
well.
Florida.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
There was no
Florida.
chance at that game.
Because Florida.
Right.
Because
I
Florida.
always thought
You could take the picture down.
because
It's
I used
pretty
to
gross.
work on construction sites, and they would show up with those tanker trucks, and they would just drop that hose right down the toilet.
The honey
right?
truck.
The honey wagon, man.
Yeah.
They drop that thing right. They just suck it up, and at some point they got to reverse the pump and pump it out. And I thought, if you're dating that dude, you don't want to cross him. No. Because that guy's going to open the sunroof to your BMW and
fill
just
it.
put his initials at the top when he's done with his stick, right?
God.
I mean, he could potentially easily do that, right?
But he's also, I feel like he's also covered in trace amounts of feces and hepatitis.
You never
just,
get that off.
Ever.
He's just a walking piece. You know, they do blue lights in the motel rooms, and it's just cum. That I feel like he's probably just got micro poo all over his body
At all times.
A thin film.
Also, he's the only guy who's at a singles bar when the chick go, you be the chick and ask me what I do for a living.
Okay. So what do you do for a
Oh,
living?
sorry, that was Gina's.
I want to
joke.
let me play the
Yeah,
girl.
please,
Okay,
by
play
all
the girl.
means.
Because I have a high voice. So, what do you do for a living?
Serial rapist. I don't drive the honey wagon. I don't pump shit. But I'm kind of
Anything but that.
Yeah, but not on weekends, and it's Saturday, so you're cool. Like, just everything. Serial rapist is a lateral move to suck shit out of Doobie Brother concerts when they perform outdoors.
At least a serial rapist is self-employed.
That's right.
Oh, Brian.
And
Well,
she'll
for
want
tax purposes.
and also the right chick will want to save him. I could break
Broken
him.
wings
All
syndrome.
those guys. All those guys
I
get
could
married
break
in
him
jail.
of this Piccadilly.
Yep. All those guys get married in jail. Every
That's
one of them.
right.
Yeah.
The most heinous Son of a bitch.
Oh, have you seen Prison Wives? It's a TV show for a reason. It's fantastic. And you know what? Almost 100% success rate of once the dude gets out, dumping the chick. Because he just needs it for the canteen.
You know what I watched was the 2-hour interview with Sammy the Bull Gravano. It was very interesting. It made me like the guy. I want to be friends with him. He's just a true dyed-in-the-wool gangster. Just lived and breathed it and just had a code. I don't
like
know.
it.
The thing about all those guys is when they're sitting and talking, they seem like the greatest guys ever to have a beer with. It's just when you're at the business end of the ice pick. That's the problem.
Well, just don't misbehave. Mind your P's and Q's. Understand who you're dealing with. Behave like a gentleman. And everything will be copacetic.
All right.
Step out of line, got to smack you around.
All right, let me
That's all it is.
Sammy?
Yeah.
I'm just going to give you your dry cleaning. I don't feel like we have to have this much conversation.
I'm just saying, at the end of the day, I got a problem with the attitude. Maybe I do, maybe I don't.
Yeah.
All right?
I pretty much just work the counter. You give me your last name.
I understand, but
The
you should
bull?
know who I am. I'm the bull.
Okay. But we don't really label things that way. And I got this carousel thing that spins around. It's automated. But Gravano?
Gravano, a couple things you should know about me. First of all, you shouldn't know me. So people come up to you and say, do you know Sammy the Bull? You say,
No.
You say who? Right? You say who.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like we could have prevented this part where we know each other by you simply just giving me your stub and I could pick
I
up
understand.
your blazer.
The problem is you got a big mouth, so that makes me a little worried. Just understand this. You could be anywhere. You could be on the moon.
I'm sorry. They say there are no dumb questions. A large mouth or a big mouth like I talk a lot? Big mouth like Julia Roberts?
No, I'm not using metaphors now. I'm being very direct with you. Okay? You got a big mouth, which means you talk a lot. You understand? And yet understand something else. You could be on the moon. Okay? You could be on the moon. You could have all the moon units protecting you. You could be in a vault, a bank vault. We could still get to you.
All right. For someone who's being accused of being a chatty Cathy, you've been dominating this conversation. I've done a lot of head nodding. That's about it. I've asked for your ticket stub 9 times. You've not produced it.
Well, that's because this is for your own good. Now,
hey, got a quick question?
Go ahead.
Just because of your cadence and your accent and your last name.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to get a picture of Frank Sinatra up on this wall for like 15 years. Do you think
I'll tell you what I'll do.
You could swing something like that?
I'll make some calls. A guy will get in touch with you. We'll see what happens.
Or you could just bring it by when you're picking up your dry cleaning.
I can also smack you in the mouth.
All right. I don't know where this is going.
You know what I mean?
You know what?
At the end of the day, you weren't raised properly. You don't know how to behave. This guy's got to learn how to behave.
Okay,
I could teach you.
There's 6 people behind you now who just want to pick up their dry cleaning during their lunch break.
Right. All I see is who's in front of me right now. But don't kid yourself. I clocked the 6. Nobody's a threat.
Oh, what time do you get off work?
I'm a businessman, so I make my own hours.
Okay.
All right.
What line are you in?
What line am I in? Sanitation.
Oh.
Construction.
Huh. We need some new roll-off dumpsters over here. Is that something?
I'll get a guy. Talk to you.
Are you guys open? Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I didn't see you. Are you in line? I'm just here for my dry cleaning.
Who's this bald fuck?
I think he's
guy?
called we call them customers. Normally,
comes to me like this.
I'm just here for my dry cleaning. I'll wait if you're dropping something off.
Sorry, we've been here for 20 minutes.
I got to sit here with my hat in my hand. I'm disgusted.
I can clean that hat.
I'm not asking for that. I'm using a metaphor now. Now I'm in the metaphors.
We use a chemical dry cleaning resolution. I will clean
You're
felt
not understanding
hats.
what's going on.
I can come back.
You guys are operating a business, tremendous business. You're making your money. Nobody's bothering you. But you got to wet my beak.
All right. If you don't have a stub, I can do it through your name. Is Travolta?
This guy's not getting it.
What was the last name again?
What I'm saying is you got to pay the VIG.
The reason we always say don't forget the stub.
Yeah.
Because the stub has the number on it, which corresponds with your dry cleaning. You see how many...
I'll turn you into a stub. You understand? I'll turn you into a stub. They'll find you in pieces.
Hi, honey. I'm at the dry cleaner. I'm waiting.
Who the fuck is this guy calling?
Hey,
I'm waiting behind this guy.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do.
I think you can hear
Let's
me.
treat it like the baggage carousel.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm just going to hit forward on it, and when you see a navy blue blazer that looks like yours, you yell stop.
Yeah, it sounds like a good idea. Or maybe I'll just smack the shit out of both you guys. You guys could fuck each other. How's that sound?
Can I ask this? When you get froyo, do you do this to the person behind the counter?
Froyo.
He's talking to me. What's that?
Froyo.
I'm not saying you eat. I'm just as an example of another business.
Oh, fuck is this guy talking about now?
All right, when you go to a tire rotating place, do you threaten to kill the
Get my clothes. Don't overclean him. You overclean him, it defeats its own purpose. Get my fucking clothes.
I just work the register. I don't even clean them.
I'll take this fucking gun and I'll pistol whip the fuck out. You understand me?
I'll come back.
Okay.
Get out of here.
You know what? I don't even want the Sinatra picture anymore.
You're going to get the Sinatra picture. You're going to get and you're going to pay top dollar for it now.
What?
You got no choice.
I got to pay for it.
You're going to rent
Tony
space.
Orlando gave me 2 copies and signed one to my wife.
You're going to rent space from me for my picture on that wall.
Your picture?
I'm renting you a picture of Sinatra.
Gotta have a spot for the world's worst customer. It's like a parking spot for the best employee. It's a different take on that.
That looks like that guy Drew over there.
He is.
He's got some shoulders. He's got some arms on him.
He's a man of passion.
The kid stays in shape. He's got a good body.
Oh, he never stops.
I'm impressed.
He never stops. All right, let's
like
bring it home, Gina. He is. No, he looks like an athlete. He acts like a special needs
I want to do whatever he's doing. He doesn't age. Still got all his
Every
hair.
day's arm day.
He's a silver fox.
Yeah, glamour muscles.
All right, bring it home, Gina Grad.
You got it. I'm Gina Grad, and that's the news.
Go shit the dog.
Gina. That was the news.